He was giving a speech at a campaign rally in Wazirabad in Pakistan when a gunman reportedly opened fire. This footage appears to show the politician being rushed into a car before leaving the scene. His supporters say that he survived the shooting. Our Asia correspondent Cordelia Lynch was at that rally and gave us this update.
We are probably about 10 minutes drive from the scene at the moment. I was with my cameraman Duncan Sharp on board. He had actually just been on top of the container. He'd been getting some shots of Imran Khan addressing the devoted masses. It was a very heady atmosphere up there. I saw women, I saw children. There was a real sense of sort of jubilance and buoyancy in the air. And a few people I spoke to had said that this felt different. This moment in Pakistan was unlike anything they'd seen before, unlike anything even they had seen when Imran Khan first took power. I'd been speaking to one of his senior team members who echoed this sentiment of his, that the genie was out the bottle, that the tide was turning, that people were sick of the economic woes of Pakistan, and they're about to see something different. So we saw thousands of people on the street, a long line going perhaps up to a mile long and densely populated. That crowd, there were people hanging on various different buildings, lots of people taking photos, a real sense of optimism in the air. And the container itself is not something I've experienced personally. It was very tightly packed too, mostly with his senior members downstairs. Upstairs, of course, was where people get to get a glimpse of him. He's been addressing the crowds on a daily basis. He starts this long march between 1 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon, often going till 10 o'clock at night. Then he decamps back to Lahore overnight and then joins another step of this march. So despite the name, The Long March, most of it had not been done on foot. He has been in this container. He's had a convoy of vehicles supporting him. And the strategy was that they would just gather momentum and gather support to try and push for these early elections. In each place that they arrived at is going a lot slower than I expected. We thought by the weekend they'd be in Islamabad. Now they're saying that could be a week off. And Imran Khan was telling me it is because they've been surprised just by the strength of support here. They're trying to strategically make sure they have the wind behind them and they're able to put this pressure on government. But this was a really rural area that was deeply in support of the PTI, Imran Khan's party, and that is partly why this attack on his life has come as a surprise. There was real shock and bewilderment in his team. Duncan and I were just there as one man was carried through with a bloodied foot. The woman I had been speaking to at length for about 30 minutes, when I was asking what she believed had happened, she couldn't speak. There was just this deathly silence, a real concern, and at that point we didn't know if the threat was still on board the container or outside. But as I say, speaking to a team member afterwards, they were adamant that the shooter, and I am told these were gunshots, had